great.
And I turn to the girls and I'm like, blast it! Our only lead, and it was a bust!
I mean, she did give us more information than we got earlier.
At least you know what we're looking for, to some degree.
And to some degree.
Well, yeah.
Well, I don't like the sound of this. She looks at Luna and she looks at Ellie. And then she looks at Ciara, like, hopefully, I don't think Henry knows Ciara too well. Hi, does this sound like demon things? Because we tend to attract a lot of demon things, and I'm not well attuned to demon things. My thoughts would be if they're demons or really messed up Fae. Well, I guess not messed up, but evil aligned Fae.
We just don't know any demons that have infected things, or what she's described doesn't sound like demons, at least demons that we've ran into.
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe
unless there's some sort of spirit.
It's possible. There are spirits and fae that do have like essence of shadow and darkness. I was thinking we should investigate some of the crops. Maybe if we had a closer look at the infestation, then maybe we might know what we're dealing with. But we can also interrogate more of the villagers.
You cut off a bit.
Just the end of it.
I think we should investigate the crops, get a closer look at this infestation. Maybe that will yield us some clues.
That definitely sounds like your expertise, Ellie.
So we'll start with life.
I guess so, as I hold up my hair.
Alright, so you guys go out, you leave the inn and then you head, let's see, you go a little to the northwest to the fields, walk over to, you see some crops and you see, you see like 3 men out in the field doing farm work, and, one approaches you and says, "Hey, I'm Frank. Can I help you? I see you're
We're investigating the infestation here.
Oh, he kind of like...
No more bubbles out of my pipe.
He like leans on the like, he has a little gardening hoe and kind of leans on it and gives you this like, alright, do you want to look at the plants?
Yes, we'd like to see your blighted crops, please.
Yeah, sure. So, he brings you towards the crops that are at the edge of the forest, he points to like these cabbages. This whole row is gone. So he gestures towards this pile of infected crops, and we've just been pulling them out because it keeps making the animals sick. And so
what do you do with them? Do you burn them afterward, or?
That's the plan. That's the plan.
Can't compost them if it's too rotted.
Yeah, we don't know what this stuff is, so might as well burn it just to be safe.
And I sort of like lean towards it, like kind of trying to survey the ground around it. So, and before I start touching things randomly, it sort of occurs to me, I like, look, do you mind if someone start touching the ground and things? I hope
You want to touch the dirt?
Well, you know.
Can Luna have some gloves? Does that make sense?
Yeah, you can touch the dirt. Go ahead. Touch the dirt.
I lean into Luna and I'm like, can you give me some guidance as I...
Yeah. And pass her some guidance.
Okay, and I go up to, it's like a row of cabbages, right?
Mm-hmm.
I go up to it, I kind of like lean, I bend over and just like lean towards it. I plant my staff in the ground, and I'm like, I'm talking to my staff, and I'm like, so, what do you guys think? Come on, Hop and Zipper, get out. And, you guys know what's going on. And Ciara, my God. Ciara, okay, yeah. And Ciara, you've seen this multiple times that I've just like kind of talk out to the ether to like these spirits that just kind of hang out in my staff.
This is normal.
Oh, not good at all, though. Okay, not bad. I got a 14 on my nature check. I'm assuming that's what I make.
Okay, yeah, you can do nature.
Or was there... Should I make some sort of different check?
Yeah, nature's fine. Nature's fine. It would have been nature or survival.
Okay.
As McKenna and I have had many discussions over. So you get close to these cabbage leaves, and then your spirit friends come out and kind of hover around them, and they get this sense they're just like, we're not sure what this is, but we're pretty sure it's not from this plane. And it can, and you know from before that it seems to be able to cross from plant to human, plant, animal, humanoid. It can go across all of those spectrums. So, like, it's, they're like, it's not necessarily a disease, as it is more of like a magical sort of ailment thing. So it's the villagers are just calling it a disease because that's how their brains understand it. They're like, it's a plague.
Makes sense.
Yeah, you know.
Okay.
An Arcana check?
Sure.
Or
Yeah,
I know you still.
Yeah, you just see me just like intensely staring at it, like 3 inches away from my like eyes. They're just like staring my eyes.
Would you like some guidance, York?
I have an out-of-character question.
Sure.
What class is Ciara?
Oh, I am an Eldritch Knight.
She's a fighter.
What? What on earth is that? I don't know what that is.
I find magic and I swing my sword and it's real nice.
So you're good at magic.
I like
She's-
I like the smashing things.
Me too. Right.
She's a half caster.
Crafting things, so I'm glad I have a friend in tech.
Yeah. So she's also buff and strong because. So she's buff and smart.
Oh, yeah, I have a friend. Yes. Okay.
So yeah, you guys can do gym.
Silly Keyanthi, you always had a friend.
I should probably add, spoiler alert, Luna's actually a paladin right now.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Yeah, Luna's gonna do a class change. It's just gonna be a long and dramatic process.
So right now it's not. Yeah, right now
Yeah,
it's just
it's already happened.
Alright, gratification. But now we know what's going on here, because I was just like, suddenly she has an arcana check, and I'm like, okay, I just, Keyanti's way, just like, alright, magic is happening, just gonna twiddle my thumbs and stand back.
Yeah, so
What guidance does it help?
it adds a D4.
Add 1d4 to your roll.
Ooh, okay, I like that, yes.
And it's a cantrip, so this means I want.
So you see, as Ellie is examining the cabbages and like whispering to the ground, Frank kind of leans over to Keyanthi and is like, "She always like this? Is this normal?"
Let her do her thing. It seems to work, actually. We just don't question it at this point. I tried to stop her, but in the end it does work.
So
I roll a D4 to you.
You can roll it.
And whoever's doing the roll does the roll.
Hop, what do you mean it's not from the material plane? He's just
You just see this farmer's eyes like bulge. He's just like, "What?"
Oh, they're talking to the nurse. Yes, why don't you, if it bothers you, perhaps maybe you can work somewhere else. I don't-
Stop it, Pip, you're not helping.
You see him, he just like kind of. You got a 2.
I got 2.
And a 2 on my little D4.
And so on.
What's the total?
Plus 3 Arcana, that is 19, 23, 24.
Yeah.
I'll just talk to the demons, no big deal. That sounds great.
So,
How you lads doing? Is it you? Ryan, is that you? You in there, McGregor? Where are you doing?
amidst all this weirdness, you just see poor Farmer Frank. He just, like, takes out this tobacco pipe and just starts stuffing it. He's just like, I need a break. He just walks away. So with a 24 Arcana, you can, you take the leaf, kind of like sniff it and run through, do some checks through your head, and you kind of like sense it on a magical level, and you're like, oh yeah, this stuff's from the Shadow Plane. Read some stuff about it. There's probably like, usually stuff from the Shadow Plane needs, or from any other plane of existence, they need like some sort of like gateway or something, because basically there needs to be a breach in reality somewhere nearby for this stuff to happen. So,
Oh, another portal.
yeah, we just got lots of portals.
Guys, these fucking demon portals. This is becoming a problem. Oh, Keyanthi just like, I knew this would happen. I knew this would happen.
So we got a little bit of a leak. We just got to find it, patch it up, or work with whoever.
Ciara, do you know what plane it's from?
The Shadow.
Would that be demons?
Nope. It's from the plane of Shadow, which is an elemental plane.
Okay.
Yeah. And she explains it all. It's an elemental plane. It's less demons and devils and more of a element type thing.
Well, good news, it's maybe not demons.
So maybe it's not so much evil as it is just needing it, feeling an urge to consume or something. And it just ends up being destructive.
Yeah, work in the Shadow Plane doesn't really work in this one. It just does more
Yeah.
damage as it tries to grow.
Yeah.
Such is nature. Such is nature.
Such is nature, as it goes.
Just looks at your hair indicatively, Ellie. Such is nature. Look at the hair.
Is there something in my hair?
Yeah, I just wonder if it grows as you sleep. Does it just grow?
I mean, yeah, doesn't your hair grow when you sleep?
I suppose it does. But I wonder, like, in the heart. Okay. Bear with me.
I'm
Do
all
flowers ever bear fruit? Like, do you ever just have a plum in your hair? It's
Berry?
it comes from a place of
Is that how
curiosity.
you
I'm harvesting blueberries from your hair.
Please tell me that's how you cast good berry.
Good berry.
I've never cast a berry. I do like a 360 around, and I'm like, I mean, Luna, have you ever seen any fruit in my hair? I've only seen flowers.
Only when you try to bring up good berries. I don't think they normally do that by themselves.
Oh, I guess that's true.
Well, that answers my question. And opens another one. How do we track this to find the opening?
Alright, so we got a shadow creature, and we got a shadow plane.
Gonna find some way to follow like where it's coming from. Hang on. We have a map.
Well,
Luna starts pulling out her map. She probably has one. Okay, so it's been over here, and it's like, I'm sure she has a writing implement somewhere.
here,
So
I give her a writing implement.
Yeah, so she's like starts like kind of drawing like where it's been, so
It's a
she
stick.
can like determine like, okay, where does it look like it's which direction does it seem like it's coming from if it's going these directions?
Well, should we start at the scene of the crime? I mean, where Katie was attacked and where she got separated from Jill in the forest?
I think we do need to see how the town is doing. If anyone came back.
And it should take us along the track and check on your brother.
You know, this is the first time I believe everything we need to do has been a nice and tidy. It's very orderly. I like it. I'm sure it won't stay that way for long. How do we enjoy this while we can? Okay. Maybe some sort of other plainly demon thing, not demon thing. Does Luna seem to see any sort of like trend or like where there could be a center point?
Make a make like a general intelligence check to try to pull this information together.
Okay. Give myself guidance for this. 19.
Okay, so you know that the this started happening a while ago, and it took time to spread this far. Because about 6 months ago, they started seeing this weird plague in the forest, and then it spread to here. So it's probably pretty deep in the forest. And then it became more of a problem when it hit Dark Pond, which is just it's basically northeast of you, or north though. Northwest, sorry, I always do that. It's west of you, northwest.
Yes.
To draw out my little thing. Anyway, and
No, I think that we.
you also know that the water, you've passed by the river, and it flows north to south, and the water started to turn black. So you can kind of generally assume that it's somewhere in the forest, probably northeast generally.
Okay, so I can probably
Northwest, gosh, northwest. It's northwest, sorry.
Northeast.
Well,
Northeast.
north-south. Should
It probably
we...
draws a circle on the map saying it's somewhere in here.
Yes.
Alright, so should we investigate in the town more, or should we go straight to the source?
Let's go straight to the source, but this might just be a weird question, but did she say where her brother's house was?
It's happening in the northwest.
I think it's close to Dark Pond, so it's on the way, I believe.
So she told you, like, after you go to Dark Pond, if you go on the road west that goes straight to Fir Tree Hollow, which is the other hamlet, along the way you'll probably be able to spy the cabin she was talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where's like that general idea of where that cabin is? Where is that in relation to the circle that she drew?
It's north circle. So you, as far as you know, this cabin could be close to the source, or it could not be. It's more west than north. So make another intelligence check. Just
Okay.
like, what do you want to find out about this cabin?
I'm just wondering, like, either one, how quickly would it have been affected, or two, is there any weird way that it could have been, like, connected in some way, if there's only, like, living, like, other people out there? Like, cause something needed to cause this leak.
I don't think she'd be able to make any connections, to be completely honest.
Okay.
Alright,
So what we're saying is, we're starting here, which is us. There's the river, and it's all black. There's a forest, there's a village, there's a cabin somewhere, probably more this way than upward. And then problem would be somewhere where the star is, but probably just a magnet off the paper. Right?
Like up here, I just have instant map. I love it.
Yeah.
Just like, when it has like original map that she's drawing on, and then Ciara has her doodles map. It's the same, like, okay.
And then I look at
Arranging leaves has been rather nice.
Ciara's map and I'm like, man, that's better than my map. As I've just been holding a bunch of grape leaves in my hand and I've just been taking notes and doodling and I just throw it up.
Sure, you're a scrapbook kid. I heard that it's very expensive even.
Alright, I mean, should we head to the forest then?
Yeah, that's great.
Onward and outward. Thank you, Farmer, for allowing us to book your plotline.
Thank you, Mr. Farmer.
And then she just walks away, and I'm sure it was just like, okay.
He's just like smoking. He has this tobacco pipe, and he's gone through a lot of tobacco very quickly, just trying to calm down from all this weirdness. Because he's just like, shadow plays? Like I thought this was just a plague. Like we got stuff I don't know how to deal with, and he's just like, yeah, please figure out what's going on. I'm just a farmer.
I pat him on the back, and I'm like, it's okay, we'll handle it.
We've handled worse, she says, and continues on after this.
Okay, all right. I was doing DM things. Where are you guys going?
Forest.
Going into the woods.
Into the woods.
Into the woods.
Into the woods. Okay.
Brother Jack, we go. Are we going to the source, or are we trying to find something else? Wait, are we in Dark Pond or whatever?
No, you're in Greensbarrow.
Oh, okay. We gotta go to Dark Pond too.
Okay. Yeah. So you blah blah blah. Okay. So you guys follow the horse trail that comes off of Greensbarrow and towards the forest. It follows into the forest alongside the bank of the river, which is black. You enter into the forest. It is thick and dense. It's mainly a forest of evergreens and oaks. The trunks are thick, the canopy is even thicker. The ground is soft with pine needles, dark loam, shrubbery, and mosses. The further you go in, the darker it seems to get. A strange, darker than dark. It's like an unnatural darkness. It shouldn't be this dark at this time of day in the forest.
This is terrible.
And even the only, you're squinting and it's kind of hard for you to see. With dark vision, you do manage to see, but you notice that, man, this is really dark, and, good thing I have dark vision, because otherwise I'd be struggling.
Like cool kid glasses. You can finally see in the dark time now.
Relief.
I'm like, it's so hard to see. Wait, I know how to fix this. And I lean into Ciara. I was like, oh yeah, you haven't met my friends yet, haven't you?
Don't believe I have.
I tap the staff on the ground, and then from you see, on the staff, it's basically just like a wooden staff that just has all this vegetation and growth on it. It almost looks like a miniature tree, and out of it just these little orbs of light that just kind of flutter out as I cast dancing lights, and they just kind of float around us, and I'm like, that one's Pip, that one's Silver, that one's Hop, and that one's Sipo.
Oh.
And they just kind of flutter around, and they all kind of just do their own things. Sipo is just kind of hanging kind of closely around.
You also up there. So you summon dancing lights, and the dancing lights, this darkness doesn't want to go away. It's a little unsettling. The immediate area, you maybe get another foot of brighter light, and you're like, okay.
Usually
this works better.
A little bit more. Oh.
Usually this works.
How do we know if we're going in the right direction? You see Keyanthi just kind of her hands are pressed together so she's as small as possible in all this darkness and dirt.
You, so Lady Thornsvain told you that if you followed the river, you would come, if you took the road and just kind of followed the river, you would come to Dark Pond.
Okay, are we near a river?
Yes, you are next to the river.
Taking the road to the river's right there.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
If all else fails, listen to the sound of a babbling brook.
Yeah. So the river's next to you. It's a big river. It's 70 feet wide. It's a big river.
The widest babbling brook I've ever heard.
It's a big old river. It's like
That's a lot of babbling.
Misjudge the smallness of
nonsense.
it is the river.
It's a grumbling river. Okay, let me see.
Don't call me small, I'm a big room.
Okay. As you guys are walking, having, I have so many
So many tabs.
I have so many tabs. Okay. I need to go back to the top and put on a little different Wandering Forest.
It's tabtacular.
Tabtacular.
Okay. Am I able to see any, is there anything coming up? Or is it just a long stretch of not as darkness?
This is intervention. This is the same one. Okay.
Is it, what are the forest sounds like? Are they super quiet?
It's real quiet. Real quiet. It's unnerving. You're like, there should be birds chirping, or at least the tiny shuffling of leaves from squirrels. You don't hear anything. It's just ugh.
I guess it's kind of good news. If you didn't hear bird noise, it would probably be headed towards us.
Are we nearing any bodies or anything at any point? Animals, even humans?
I guess this is. Oh, okay. I just had. Alright, I feel dumb. Hang on. We'll just play this music. This is fine. Alright, so, Ciara, up ahead, with your advanced night vision, you can. First, Ciara, alright. You see a small fishing vessel.
Oh.
Big enough for two.
I can't hear you. I think your mic's too far.
You see a small fishing vessel, small enough for 2 people, and some belongings. And the boat is up ahead of you on the path. You can see that it seems to have been forcibly pushed onto the bank. All of you hear this shriek into the forest. It sounds like a man in pain. What do you guys do?
We should go!
Alright, so you guys rush towards the sound of this man screaming, and you come across this man is gaping for air as he wheezes for breath, and his body becomes ashen and gray. There's a second man scrambling across the bank. He's probably around 40, and he's wildly swinging this woodcutter's axe at this vague humanoid shape made of dark mist, shadow, a palpable shadow. The creature slashes at the man, and its shadowy form cuts through the man's chest. There's no blood, but the man gasps and clutches at his chest, nearly tumbling to the ground. What do you guys do?
So wait, so there's a guy collapsed on the floor, a guy that's being attacked by a shadow creature and a shadow creature. Is that right?
There's one shadow creature there, and there are 2 guys. Sorry.
Okay.
So one's collapsed partially in the boat, he's turning gray, and then there's this shadow creature and another guy trying to fight it off.
I just scream at the not scream, but I just turn towards the damsels, and I'm like, I'll help the guy that's collapsed. You guys get the shadow creature.
Alright. Do you guys want to roll initiative?
Sure.
Alright, initiating the fight. I'm not going to pull up roll 20 because this should be a really big fight. Should be pretty quick.
Dang. That's
Did you see my magic number 1?
Oh,
yes.
I mean, that's a pretty dice, though.
Yeah, that's the only thing it's good for. Looking cute. Just like me and Keyanthi. So, yeah, so I'm gonna wait my turn. Really quick.
Okay.
A branch got caught in your hair and you thought it was one of those things and you were like,
And I freaked out. I mean, you guys thought it was a branch, and then it got worse. Because it was a branch in my beautiful gold hair, and I hate her.
I mean, you got pretty good dexterity.
That's the best thing about me. I'm very bendy with it.
If anyone wants to do it, I'm just going to you.
I mean, I think Luna might. She's pretty bendy too. She's actually done ballet. She actually ballet.
Quick, dance battle. Pull off on the battle, dance battle.
Alright,
Dance battle someday. That's how you beat the shadows.
Yes.
You need a dance battle.
You can clear the canopy with the power of dance.
Okay, Luna, what'd you get?
12.
Ellie, what'd you get?
I got a dirty 20.
Keyanthi, what'd you get?
Excuse me for saying the Sonic name, but 1.
Well, no, plus stuff. Plus your
I
dex.
don't know what? Doesn't that mean something? It means something awful usually. Only in attack rolls and
Only on-
death saves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can still add your...
Or skills. Sometimes you just fail miserably at a skill, and it's like, well, you
It's not guaranteed, but it's pretty low.
Yeah.
In general, I'm not very great.
So
Mine's
6.
what, 16.
Okay.
I will still wait my turn and deal with this stupid branch in my hair.
Okay.
Alright.
I got that branch.
Ellie's first.
Okay, I'm...
Then Ciara. Then Luna. Then the man. Yeah, man. And then the shadow. And then Keyanthi.
Yay.
Just loop that. Put this on loop. Okay. Cool. All right, Ellie, what do you do?
Yeah, I run towards the man, basically do like a baseball slide, and then come up towards him, and yeah, like my staff dropped to my side, and I put both of my hands on him, and I just say, dear, help save this man! And I'm casting Cure Wounds.
Okay.
Because he's just like, he's like hurt real bad, right?
He's hurt really bad, gasping for air. He's supposed to be like on his last breath, so let's do.
Oh gosh.
I'll do a con save. I'll do a con roll, and you do a dex roll to see if you can actually save this guy before he dies.
Oh jeez. Okay. Okay. I got a 16.
Okay, yeah. He's on his last leg. Do you wanna, you can probably spit out the spell in time.
Yeah, I'll cure wounds him. Hey, that's not bad. That's a whole 9 points.
Okay, yeah, he's... He looks like slightly more alive, but still really weak. Like something has actually sapped the strength out of him. And he looks at you and he's, who are you? Next up, we have Ciara. You see this shadow being slashing at this man, and they're doing kind of this dance across the riverbank, kicking up mud and dirt. What do you do?
Alright, so first I'm going to magic missile him.
Okay.
The thing, not the person. I realized, no, I'm not going to help the shadow attack the man. It looks like, no. I'm going to first magic missile the shadow, see if it gets good, and then I use
This attack only works with the, weapon attacks.
yeah, because that will come, oh wait, so I can't do magic and then a weapon attack?
Unless it's a bonus action.
Yeah.
Because those are 2 actions.
I thought it just had to do with attacks in general. I didn't know that it didn't cross between magic and
Yeah.
the melee.
The magic in melee or...
attacks to extra attacks, but it's just spells or something.
Okay. Oh, so... two attacks still?
So you can do 2 attacks, or you can do 1 spell.
Hmm?
You can do 2 physical attacks or 1 spell generally.
Okay, alright.
For your class. Pretty sure.
Okay.
I might be wrong.
Yeah, I'm just double checking.
I think at some point there might be like an action surge related thing that can help, but if it's
Yeah, cause like
limited
if
resource.
second attacks are usually like it has to follow a melee attack.
Yeah, you can only like cast a spell using your action, or you can attack twice using your action.
So if I wanted to use my cantrip Booming Blade and then do a melee attack?
You can totally do that.
Yeah, that works.
You can totally do that.
Alright, so I will be doing that. I'll be using my cantrip for Booming Blade. And smack it. I got it! And it's moving, right?
You are within range of it.
Run it up to it. How far is
Yeah.
it from me?
So you it's only about it's like 20 feet away from you. So you can make that in your movement.
Yeah.
Dash over there, leap over the boat, take your position between the boat and the shadow creature, and prepare to strike.
Alright. 18. And that's plus 9.
Yeah, 18 hits.
Okay. 7 and 1. 8 damage.
Okay, that's good.
I think plus your strength, right?
Oh, plus my strength?
Yeah, I believe so. Since you're doing a weapon attack
Yeah.
as part of
That
the
would
spell.
be 8 plus 4 is the plus 4 from the strength. That is.
So it'll be 12 points.
Yeah, thank you.
12 total.
Better at math than me.
There's 12. Yeah, so you leap over the boat, take out your long sword, and do you want to describe it, or do you want me to do it?
Go ahead.
Okay. Take out your long sword, and then is her magic like how does she do it? Does she say things, or does she like carve stuff in the air? Like, this is more for flavor than anything else.
When she casts the amber-like stones that are glued into her blade glow just like the little amber pendant on the neck piece of her armor. And so when she imbues magic into any of her moves, they glow brighter, and she just swings, and the arcing swipe that she makes has like sort of like that sweeping arc of light.
Okay, yeah, so you take your long sword off your back, kind of run your hand over it, and like the stone in her gauntlet glows, and the stone in her hilt glows as these magic sigils illuminate the blade, and then she swings it over her head and cleaves it down on this shadow creature. It shrieks, and then following the blade is this trail of glowing magical energy. Yeah, looks like you hurt it. Doesn't like that. Okay. Next up is Luna.
Okay. I think Luna's first gonna she's gonna pull out her rapier and swing on her buckler and run in and join the party.
Okay.
With her, and then just give him a whack.
Okay.
Actually, is it okay if I be right back into the last and to row anyway?
Sure, yeah.
I'll be as quick as possible though. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
19.
That hits.
Okay. Alright, I'm gonna, while I'm here, I think I'll do a Divine Smite.
Oh,
Yeah. Smite that fool.
Yeah. So first I got 10 physical piercing damage, or normal piercing damage,
Okay.
and then 13 radiant damage.
you step forward and pull out your rapier, and then it is she implements, I imagine, her dancing technique a little bit into her, graceful stride. So she kind of like gracefully sidesteps around Ciara, and then does this really swift, nimble jab into this shadow creature, and then you twist your blade and just kind of bursts with this radiant light. The shadow creature screams again.
Alright, and she's gonna use her bonus action to say, hey, this is between you and me, pal, like, so that he stops attacking the other guy, and Ciara tries to cast Compelled Duel on him. He's gonna make a wisdom save.
Okay, so the shadow actually rolled pretty good. He rolled a natural 17.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
But next up is the dude, the guy who was swinging the axe, and he's just like, you're not taking me down. And he raises his axe, and then he's gonna bring it down on this shadow being. And let's see if he hits it. Oh, yeah, okay. Woo! Yeah, okay, that's great. So we, I'll just do it this way. The guy, like, brings up his axe and then, like, cuts down onto the shadow beast, and Luna, you did, like, a really big number on this thing. Like, it's just barely hanging on to it. Like, you could sneeze on it and it would probably evaporate, and so this guy just cleaves it with his axe, and then the black mist just sort of disperses. Hi, this is Tiffany, your DM. Thank you for watching Dungeon Damsels. This is not the end of the session, so please stay tuned for the next part. We update on Tuesdays and Saturdays at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you're interested in supporting us more, please push the subscribe button, like, or comment. We also have a Patreon, wink wink nudge nudge, and our show is in podcast form. You can find us on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Podbean, Spotify, and plenty of other podcast platforms. Thanks, we hope to hear from you soon.